Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 2020 LCK Spring. I'm Atlas, and I'm joined by Wadid. And finally, dude, we have ourselves a top-tier match that might be a bit more high-quality League of Legends than what we saw from our previous series.
Wow, I'm so happy that I'm casting this game. As I said, it's not even comparable. Afreeca Gen.G, ooh man, those top teams, but still, Gen.G Gaming, Gen.G Esports is so much better team right now. So I want to see how Afreeca Freecs wants to play against the team.
Yeah, and do you see Gen.G as the clear best team in the LCK right now, or do you put it between them and T1?
I mean, before round 2 starts, I said DRX is gonna stomp LCK, so I don't want to say more than that.
Well, I mean, that's what we've been saying as well, man. We've been talking up DRX so much, but it feels like they're just so prone to tilting. It's still like this story. It feels like it plagues Deft on every team that he's on. Is just these games happen and he just can't get the mental together. And we saw it yesterday and it was really unfortunate. Yeah. So we'll have to see what DRX do in our last match. But now we get to see the big boys. Gen.G versus Afreeca is just a huge match. And Afreeca have been up and down in a few of their last matches. But I think with Dread finding himself some form, even though the last match certainly wasn't, Dread has been performing better over the weeks, moving up to these matches. So I'm excited to see how he's going to perform, or whether it's going to be Spirit this time around.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the main point of this game is how Afreeca Freecs mid jungle can play against Gen.G's mid jungle, which is Cleed and BDD, you know?
Yeah, I know, it's real scary.
Real scary, and at the same time, it's not even comparable mid jungle, to be honest. Because when you talk about Afreeca Freecs, yeah, they have good side laners. Keen, one of the best. I mean, he is the best LCK top laner right now. And both sides, Mystic and Jelly, they are playing really good. But still, mid laner, Fly, it's still questionable, man. Right?
And he like the thing was, right, I was really high on Afreeca after Kesper Cup, because Fly was actually playing well in that tournament. Yeah. That's why they managed to stomp all the way through and take the title. But Ruler now having a look at his 1,000 kills, currently on 992, and I have a feeling he's going to make it to 1,000 here today.
I mean, I think he really want to perform today well, because yesterday, Teddy, he performed like monster, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
So he need to prove that he is the one top 80 carry right now in LCK with the 1k kill celebrate by himself.
Exactly. Look at how many kills he's got on Ezreal as well. Damn. Oof. Ruler has certainly been playing a lot of that champion. As we have a look at some of the team stats here, Baron percentage very high for Gen.G, because of course they've been doing a lot of winning.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes when you're winning the game more. That's why the KDA is so much higher and all this sort of stuff. So rest of the stats, anything interesting that you are spying here, Wadid?
Not really. I mean, average Baron per player. It doesn't matter because they are fucking... Oh, I'm really sorry.
You get one per series, okay? One per series.
Okay, they are on the first place, so it doesn't matter. That's what I want to say. So I want to see the performance by...
I just like all of the D-colons in the stream chat. Oh, no.
No!
Don't worry, I'm joining in.
Oh, my
But never mind. It is... I think at that point it adds emphasis to the fact that Gen.G are performing so damn well. So I think you're okay. I want to send a message to Martin after this, to Deficio, to talk about whether or not you're going to be able to eclipse the amount of times that he's messed up as far as that is concerned. We're starting with Spirit though this time around. It's not going to be Dread, and Fly is in, and so we'll see whether he can pick this one up. As Mystic and Jelly, like you were talking about, they have been performing well. Keen is still fantastic. Spirit has been good, honestly. But Fly is still the weak link for this team, and he's up against probably the best mid-jungle duo in the LCK. We were talking about this actually on the Pog State last episode. We're going to be recording a new one soon, guys, so don't worry. But on the last episode, we were talking about mid-jungle being so necessary in this particular meta, but also just how damn good the mid-jungle combo is for Gen.G. So let's just see whether Afreeca can find a way to play around it, because that's what makes this so hard, right? Is that now like Gen.G can play whichever style they want, but Afreeca has to find a way to fix their issues as far as mid jungle.
The best top laner in LCK, the world-class Afreeca Freecs Keen, man. We can see it from the stats. His damage per minute, CS difference at the 15 minutes, gold difference at the 15 minutes, everything. First. Wow. It's just like...
And his DPM is only behind one player, and his KDA being low I don't think matters, because what it proves is that even in games that Keen loses, he still smashes his lane. Like, there is not a moment where Keen isn't going to be able to walk away ahead after a laning phase, and that's what you want out of a top laner. This guy is world-class, always has been, and has always been stuck on an Afreeca Freecs team that can't quite get over the line.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And BDD right here. Some analysts are saying that maybe don't you think Chovy is one of the most great player right now, because his single performance are so great? But I disagree, and I picked up BDD for the All-Star, All-Pro team for the round 1, because especially their mid-jungle synergy is on point. It's not even comparable.
So
they play always together. They know how to use mid pressure into jungle pressure, into the top lane or into the bot lane or into the objectives. Those are the things that we really want to see from the team games, you know? And yeah, that's the main part. Their mid is BDD.
Yeah. He's just so good. And him and Clid having all of that synergy and then also looking kind of similar is just so cool. I don't know, it just makes me really happy. They look like brothers and they play like brothers when they're on the Rift as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, some people are saying that already. Oh, don't you think Faker is good? I mean, yeah, Faker is maybe a good mid laner, but I'm talking about mid jungle synergy.
I mean, what's the time? It's like 10 past 6 and we started 3 hours ago, and we've still got 2 more series to go. It's like the LCK day has just started. How beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to get really dark in this room, and I'm not going to be able to get up and turn the light on. That's a little bit frustrating. Anyway, the bans are going to come through just the same, and so let's just reset, get back into some League of Legends.
Azir and Varus and Kalista Aphelios is out. And what
and
next?
I believe Senna will be the last ban for Gen.G, and the last ban for Afreeca was, I think, LeBlanc or something? It's been a while since we had this broadcast.
Actually, I got surprised how they approached the ban picks, Afreeca. I was expecting them to ban more mid champions and jungle champions aggressively. Even if it's Varus and Ornn is OP, still Gen.G mid jungle is so strong, right? So I was expecting them to try some new things, but yeah, we are seeing just simple bans. And Senna is open, by the way.
And that's going to be picked. It almost has to be right here. This pick is so damn strong and empowers Jelly. Empowers the support so much. I imagine, like, as a support player, you must love playing with, like, Senna 80 carry because you just get so much money. Have so much stats. Just be so good.
And that's it. Actually, I want to see more Kai'Sa set bot lane. It seems like really strong lane on the bot side.
Yeah. It looked really good yesterday.
And then it looked really great to see Kai'Sa jumping into the set ulti. It looked really fantastic in the team fight with the camera.
Yeah,
moves.
really fun. Yeah. Well, Senna Tahm Kench, obviously going to be picked up here from Afreeca. I know Jelly loves having Tahm Kench in his lane. What is it? What is the mystic thing? He like commands his support to play Braum sometimes. Like he's just obsessed with playing with Braum or something like that. That's what I heard anyway.
I think Jelly is one of the great Braum player, so that's why he just want to pick it. And when you play Braum, you lose lane normally, right? But when you go to the skirmishes and team fights, it's great champion. So I think they just have some trust into Braum as a team.
Yep. Okay. Well, now the Yuumi is going to be locked in, so Afreeca are going to ban the Ezreal.
Yuumi.
That's what's going to happen. Life's Yuumi is actually very good.
I mean, he's
as well.
performing
so
really great at
that.
round 2, I feel like.
Yep. And so I think maybe Afreeca are going to be priced into banning Ezreal and the Lucian, perhaps. Lucian, of course, very, very good because you can flex in mid as well, so you can hold on to a lot of options.
My question is, who is gonna be Yumi's partner? Because obviously Afreeca Freecs is gonna ban 2 champions, right? And one of the best champion Ezreal is already banned. And my question is Yumi good enough to play against Senna Tahm Kench? Because I don't really see Yumi dealing damage against like 3k health but Tahm Kench and Senna healing.
Yeah.
Too, you know?
And Tahm Kench is already pretty good at dealing with harassment just because of the gray health and being able to regen so easily.
With the second wind,
so I understand, yeah. Well, the last ban should be something like a Lucian here for Afreeca. We'll see what they do decide to take away. It's Kai'Sa that leaves the Rift. Of course, Ruler, a fantastic Kai'Sa player. And of course, against Spirit, you need to ban the Karthus. And Yumi MF looks to be the option. I actually love the ultimate combo out of the last chapter as well as the bullet time. Really, really strong.
So when you see the Gen.G's team come, it's already really looking strong with the ultimate combos, right? Yumi ulti into Jarvan ulti into Zed ulti into MF. Wow.
That's a big wombo combo.
Yeah. So I want to see Afreeca's answer here, because they already have Renekton, which is strong lane, right? So all they need to do is have strong mid jungle synergy into Clade BDD, which is best mid jungle right now in LCK, and Sejuani is locked in with the Renekton synergy.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary though, because now Spirit's not going to have a lot of agency in the early game to make any plays, and you were talking about the mid jungle synergy, and now it's going to be even easier for Clid and BDD with Sejuani being so much slower. As Rumble is being considered at the moment. Man, there's some beefy boys on this Afreeca team if this is going to to be locked in.
I mean, I like this Rumble.
Still some flexibility.
Yeah, I mean, I like this Rumble pick here. I think they needed one good AP mage dealer. And let's say Gen.G got the Rumble. It looks really, really strong, right? So in some kind of way, I think they stole it. But we'll see how they synergize with Sejuani Rumble. Because hell yeah!
Now we got the TikTok in the mid lane. So BDD back to an old favorite. I actually really love Zilean just because he makes the game so interesting. And you were talking about mid jungle. With Zilean's ability to give his jungler experience, it's going to make Clid massive in the early stages of the game.
And as Tahm Kench is really disgusting to play against Zilean, by the way. You cannot do anything. You walk slow and you can't dodge, and you're big enough to get hit by every single skill shots. And I want to see Zilean by BDD. And when I think about Zilean, when I see Zilean, it always reminds me the dance and the song on the YouTube that is really famous. And I don't know what it is, but the thing that some fan made it, right?
Oh, okay. I don't remember that one.
Okay.
Do you know what Zilean reminds me of? It reminds me of Cloud Templar's casting when Zilean's like running really fast and Cloud Templar's just yelling tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And it's just the best moment of Korean commentary that I've ever witnessed. It's just fantastic.
Oh, chat knows. Can't kill Zilean.
Can't kill the
Zilean. Yeah, that's the one. That video just killed me, man. That's so funny. Yeah.
Well, maybe if we get another pause, we can put the video on the broadcast.
I hope so. That's so
who knows? We've been doing all sorts of crazy stuff, so apparently maybe that's another thing that we can do. But as the compositions come in, I actually really like what Afreeca put together with the Rumble, like tying up the composition really nicely. But then there's Zilean has added to the power of BDD and Clid so much. You put a bomb on the head of your Jarvan and just throw him in. Think about the CC. Just crazy. As here we are onto the Rift for game number 1 of Afreeca versus Gen.G. Finally,
yeah. And the rune setting is also really... I mean, to be honest, that Zilean is obviously disgusting to play against, by the way. It slows all the time. 24/7.
I think the only Zilean that we've seen so far this season is the top Zilean, right? Ixu trying to play it into as his set counter.
Yeah.
And it was just awful.
That's why I want to say, man.
Yeah, not good. It was not good.
But
the idea seemed good,
yeah,
but then the execution was not there. That's a little bit sad. As Prowling Projectile, he is going to find Jelly, but not able to slow enough at this stage. As now
he's running in, by the way.
Check. Yeah,
he's running in, by the way.
He's going to have to hop off as BDD over to the side. Jelly has a bomb on him. Flash has to come down. The exhaust was traded, but Ruler now doesn't have any summoner spells, and life is out of his heal.
That was really unnecessary aggressiveness in the early game. And especially when you're playing with Yuumi, you must have flash or cleanse to escape the ganks. Because you're literally playing alone in the lane. But he actually lost both of them, and even heal used by Yuumi. So, accident happened by one top tier team, Gen.G.
Yep, definitely scary times. As you can see, Keen already losing out on a trade early, as Rascal, I believe, had his health bar traded back. We'll see how things go top side of the map as BDD able to shove forward pretty comfortably here. Has a range advantage, also has the bombs, which are very annoying.
Yep. And as I said, Rolla, I think he really wants to prove that he's good AD carry and one top AD carry against Teddy, because Teddy's following up so fast. So fast.
Oh yeah. Teddy's just this since the hiatus is over, Teddy's been an absolute monster. I don't know what happened. He took like a 2-week break and now he's come back and he's just extraordinary. I actually thought that during Worlds in 2019, I was a bit sad that we didn't see the hard carry Teddy.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like his performance was just a little bit slower than it was when they were just destroying the LCK. So hopefully this is going to be the year of Teddy really stepping up and claiming that legacy that we know that he's capable of. As, okay, Jelly's just going to walk at life here. They know that they have no summoner spells, and Spirit's down there, but he's not even necessary to try and lock this one down.
That was really good block by Life, by the way.
Yeah. I like it when Yumi's actually used the you and me to jump in and out.
Yeah, that was really good. Great block by him. And as you mentioned it, Teddy's performance was not that great in the international tournaments, but to be honest, it was his first timing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think I just want to see Gen.G versus T1 fast, but first they really need to win Afreeca really clean and fly.
Yeah, they do. And, well, Clid is going to dive on forward. This is what this composition can do.
No
There's a dive bottom lane. Afreeca, they want one. The flash forward. Life is dead, and Ruler is going to follow immediately. Afreeca on the board at 3.5 minutes.
Teddy is smiling.
Yes, he is. He's holding on to his top spot. It depends, though, you know, because Mystic might come for it.
Oh, yeah, true. Man, I mean, it happened. He lost both sums before, so that just has to happen right there. And both players dead. But still, it was happy to see Zillion come on the mid.
That's true. That's true. And they did manage to get a flash out, I believe they did. So it's not all bad news here for Gen.G across the rest of the map, but it looks like Afreeca are just preying on the bottom side to try and get their center Tahm Kench ahead. And if they do that, this gets even more difficult as the game goes on. And already Mystic's picked up his execution is calling. He can deny all of the zoomies from life, as well as his heal, of course. So it's just going to go from bad to worse here for Gen.G, because Ruler had to go and pick up his second Doran's Blade, which feels really bad in comparison to what Mystic was able to collect, even though he doesn't have any farm yet.
I'm really happy to see Afreeca bot lane is already ahead, because as I said, they have two strong side laners, Keen and Mystic, so they have carries. They just need to make them ahead. And it happened already. On the top side either.
Oh, wow. Spirit is so aggressive right now. Rascal going down very low. Good face breaker comes forward as he gets a bit of a shield from the Haymaker. So answers back, but has to flash. Keen flashed as well. So even flash trade, and we'll see who's going to be able to capitalize first. As you can see, Clid is top side as well.
Wow. Normally when you think about the Sejuani, let's say you play against Sejuani and you normally say, oh, they have Sejuani, so we can play early game really easily, because Sejuani can't do anything early game. That's what we say normally in the pro scene, but Spirit is playing so aggressive from the early game, and he already got so many good points on the top side and the both side.
Yeah, 1-0-1 now
Yeah.
as well, so absolutely capitalizing on the extra aggression. Now he's being closed in on by Clid and B2D, but able to get out. Is absolutely fine. I think revisiting the top lane is going to be a good idea here for Spirit. So you can see currently playing towards the top side, but moving down to take his Raptor camp, and maybe even his Krugs as well. As now Ruler and Life are having a really rough time down here.
And Mystic is keeping his farm so well. He already got 25 stacks already in 6 minutes into the game, so yeah, it's gonna happen. Afreeca Freecs carries Keen and Mystic. And Fly,
Impressive stuff.
yeah, all he needs to do, Fly, he's just farm mid.
Equalizer is available here from Fly. Doesn't decide to pull the trigger.
I mean, all he needs to do is just farm
That was
mid,
looking
yeah.
scary. Well, like, this is the ideal scenario for Afreeca,
Yep.
right? We were talking about it. They have to try and mitigate their issue in the mid lane, which is Fly. And right now, they've done it. Like, Fly just needs to exist in this game.
Yeah.
And they're going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to farm on the turret. All he needs to do is not die against the best mid laner in LCK right now.
Ooh,
And
B2D teleports forward. Looking to try and steal this one away. Spirit is pretty
Who's
tanky
gonna yoink it?
already as Clid moves on in. Yeah, they're looking to try and steal this one away. Clid,
Yoink.
great stun there on the backline as Ruler dives on top of Mystic. I don't know
No
what that
flash.
was about as the cleanse has to be used. Ulti comes down. Clid's going to get exhausted though. Good Arctic Assault from Spirit is going to lock him down, but the Devour has to be used on the Sejuani, and now Fly getting very, very low. Good stun comes forward, but
Sets his
Rascal
ulti.
still has the ultimate and bumps them all down.
Oh!
Gigantic damage. Haymaker comes in. Huge over onto the Sejuani, who does fall down. Fly's going to die as well, but man, it's messy. But I think Gen.G came out ahead.
wow. A lot of things happened. And the important thing is Afreeca really wanted to get the early leads. And then Gen.G tries to defend it. And it seemed like Gen.G did really great defending here.
Yeah. Yeah, they were able to get the extra kill. I think the Rascal's flank was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
As B2D moves on towards the top side, he's going to be able to double bomb this wave very easily. And we're going to check out this fight once again. Now, take us through exactly what happened here. And tell me why Ruler decided to blast cone right into the enemy team.
I really don't know. I think it was not Ruler.
Oh, maybe he didn't want to. I don't think he actually pressed it. Was that Mystic?
Yeah, I think it was Mystic's Q, maybe.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because Senna's Q activates a lot of things, like ward hitting, and blast cone,
Yep.
and Rascal here.
Just a gigantic ultimate into the back line. He did fall, but able to lock down 2 kills for his team with Fly falling down afterwards. So really nicely done, but a fun team fight. Despite Ruler really having a few issues as far as that blast cone was concerned. But it looked to be not a whoopsie. It was just a good play by Afreeca to make sure that he got a little bit screwed by that particular blast cone. They're pesky, those things, sometimes.
I think they shouldn't stop Afreeca Freecs. They really need to get some leads until they have the power right now. Because I think when you go to the late game, I don't think you can stop Misfortune with the Yuumi and Zillion behind him.
Yeah, it will get harder as the game goes on, especially with Renekton, and Rumble also falls off a little bit in the later stages of the game, but Afreeca's power level is going to diminish after about the 25-minute mark or something like that, unless they can get those advantages. So I think you're exactly right. They have taken the Rift Herald so far, so already making some moves. As Clid's down here towards the bottom side to try and keep the pressure on. It's a difficult lane to gank, though, with Jelly being so tanky already. Already has a Giant Spelt and he's Ninja Tabi, and he can just devour Mystic and keep him safe, as Spirit is standing on top of a ward, not having a great time.
Yep, both junglers got spotted, so nothing is gonna happen till 1 minute 30. Drake respawning. I think they really want to make Keen ahead on the top side because he still has Header with Sejuani, but he reset it.
Yeah, he's going to head back, and Rascal didn't give Spirit any opportunity to lock anyone down. Cinderhulk's completed by both of our junglers as Clid is back towards the top side as well. Keen does have Flash and Slice and Dice, so he shouldn't be dying here, but they might be able to get a Summoner spell out of the Crocodile. This is a rough gank to go for. Keen full health and has more sustain available. I don't think this is one that's going to be too successful, but he is going to slice his way out. Clid looks for the knockup, gets it there as Dominus does come down straight into the wall with the showstopper as Keen hasn't flashed or done anything here just yet. Haymaker comes down. Keen gets a shield from the Dawning Shadow, but not able to get the kill and not able to get the flash.
He didn't use flash, and Afreeca Freecs bot lane is going to have fun time on the bot side with the extra golds here. And I think this is so great situation for Afreeca Freecs because they really want to get some lead. And it's not only Keen, also Mystic is their carry. So this is so great.
And Jelly's their carry.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about. Jelly's just going to be massive.
That is true. And also Drake is respawning in 10 seconds. So it's going to be chain objective for Afreeca Freecs right here.
Yep, and should be able to move towards about a 3,000 gold lead, which is exactly what they're looking to do by around the 13 to 15 minute mark. Like, that's a pretty good looking lead for a composition like this from Afreeca. Gen.G not going to be sweating too much just yet because they can rely on their late game scaling, things like that, with BDD's Zilean being so strong at being able to control areas, things like that. But when you're staring down the barrel of a what will be an Ocean Soul coming up in 10 minutes, it is really dangerous. And let's check out what Keen was doing here as he managed to survive this game.
이거 바텀 쪽 다이브도 될 것 같아 이거.
He already said that he can survive and informs to the ally that you can just play bot side. So it was really great play by Keen.
Yeah, and also I like the heads up strategy that they're already talking about as well. Really showing that they understand exactly what we're talking about when we're discussing their keys to victory as well. So good to see here from Afreeca. What's your opinion of the Dread and Spirit type situation on Afreeca? Do you think that Afreeca needs Spirit for like shot calling reasons, things like that?
I think he brings the great atmosphere for the team because team needs cheerleader, right? And his energy brings some kind of positive energy for Afreeca Freecs. So that's why they want to use both junglers, because also Dread has really good parts in the game. When we see, we saw him performing really well. But please.
There's a bit of a gank in the mid lane here as, okay, Devour comes down, Jelly spits Mystic out, as you can see, already back up really high in the health bar. Exhaust comes down as Keen, not able to do too much damage, but it is enough to take down Clid. Eventually, no, not going to be able to get it. Ulti comes down and oh my god, Life with the block was absolutely beautiful, but the Equalizer will finish off the Jarvan in the end. BDD survives for the moment, but Afreeca will walk away with an advantage. Dawning Shadow misses as BDD gets the sidestep.
Wow, that's a Zilean, because I think Clid should be dead already in like 1 second.
Absolutely.
But Zilean survives him, but still, that was a really good equalizer by Fly right there. So
yep, able to lock down the kill in the end.
But still, I think Afreeca needs more than this. More situation, more fights, and more kill trades for them, because they need to get some leads.
Yeah, they need more gold onto the map. As look at how low Mystic goes and then gets spat out at half health. It's just silly.
And here,
as Keen getting exhausted here as well is really important.
And he should die here because of the Zilla ulti, but he didn't die, so he couldn't get the HP back. So he got burned by Equalizer.
Yeah, and it was the stopwatch from Clid that kept him alive. So I told a bit of a lie with giving Life a little bit more credit than he may have deserved at that moment. But still, great play from Gen.G in that team fight. And the more they can hold on, the better news it's going to be. As Clid maybe in a little bit of trouble, but Fly has to respect the bombs. As BDD, like, this is what Zilean does. He just clears waves instantly and denies any sort of K-Ram. It's just, you're not going to have it because there's just no minions to fight around.
So as I said, rotation. When you think about the rotation, mid tower is most important thing about it. When you think about the whole map sequences, and
yeah.
and right now they are struggling to get the first turret in the mid, so that's why they cannot snowball. So this Herald is gonna help them so much.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. We'll see where they actually put it down. I'd assume mid lane is going to be one of the targets because you can't double bomb Shirley to death as quickly as you can a minion wave. And so you can see Afreeca move straight towards this mid lane, and they understand exactly what you're talking about with the mid priority being so necessary to try and open up this map and get the skirmishes that they're looking for. The Spirit puts down Shirley right there, and she will be able to help take this turret. Rascal, in the meantime, though, is bottom side. He's getting his split push on. As we see, ultimate flies in, but BDD is just a little bit too speedy.
Oh.
He just moves on out of the way as Cleared gets interrupted as he moves on in, but holds onto the flag and drag, uses it to get to safety. So much poke damage as Jelly has to devour the Sejuani, and Spirit will walk out, but Gen.G once again hold off.
They still couldn't get it, by the way. And
Yeah.
man, Zilean is getting stronger, and he already got GLP. So I think Afreeca is doing great still, because they got the 2 Drake souls, and the next Drake, they really need to get it 3rd Drake either, because if they stop, then Gen.G's time is gonna come earlier.
Oh yeah. And also, like, a big shout out to Ruler after getting basically smashed in the earlier stages. He's ahead in farm by an interesting number. It's hard to really tell how they're doing when it's Senna sometimes farming and then Tahm Kench mostly farming, things like that. But Ruler is certainly a champion again on this misfortune, and Gen.G do have the inside track on this Ocean Drake. Spirit moves on in, gets the control ward down, and they really want to get to Drake Point here on Afreeca's side. So Spirit wants to try and go for this 50-50. Can they start the fight is going to be the question, though. As Spirit maybe a little bit too early, but great equalizer from Fly off to the side. It is Clear that locks down the dragon, and the ulti comes out from Spirit, but doesn't really do too much as BDD has his ult very early in this fight. The rest of Gen.G do escape, and they've managed to take down the Drake as well. So absolutely fine for Gen.G.
I think it's just trade by both teams. I think Afreeca is a bit sad that they lost the Drake, but they got mid turret. So I think it's still fine for both teams. So next team fight is gonna matter so much more than this.
Oh yeah.
They finally got the mid
now
tower.
2 minutes until the Baron. Yep, they've got it. And the bottom outer is also taken. It's going to help Afreeca with the gold as well. Now moving ahead by about 1.5k, but it's not a comfortable lead. I was talking about, you know, 3,000 gold being a good lead at around 15 minutes, but 2,000, not enough at 18 minutes into this game when you have an earlier composition. We'll see whether Afreeca can actually get more of these fights happening. Maybe a little bit too early there from Spirit, as you saw, had to flash out of the way and was able to contest for the smite, but couldn't get it before Cleared was able to lock that one down.
I think they need to engage at the same time with the Sejuani ult and the Rumble ulti, because they synergize actually pretty well, the AoE damage and AoE CC. So I think if they really want to win the fight, they need to synergize more better than this.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the problem, right? Like, fighting Gen.G is so hard because they just do it so well.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're constantly on the same page, able to listen to each other really, really well. So, we just have to see. Afreeca now with control of the river, but there's no real objectives around this area as BDD throws down his double bomb. Finds Gen.G. Glacial Augment is there, and that's going to slow Jelly down constantly throughout this moment. There's the Make It Rain as well. Cleared, looking for an opportunity, but out of vision is Jelly very at the right time at that point. Denies the Cataclysm.
He has Ninja Top, so he's going to get slowed for forever.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned it, I think a strong part of the Gen.G is they know what to do as Biomed without any talking, you know? Cleed's reaction at the Drake fight, it was literally instant when they saw Spirit in the Drake spot. So
yeah,
that's why Gen.G makes really strong team. It makes Gen.G really strong team. So I want to see more some team synergy between Afreeca Freecs members.
Yeah, they're going to need to do it, and they're going to need to do it soon as well, as we're sitting at 20 minutes into this game, and they don't have a lead of anywhere near the number that they need right now. You can see Rascal in a side lane as well. He's feeling fine on this set, able to get side lane farm very comfortably. Top lane, BDD. It's not like what we saw from cover on the Zoe, who is split pushing. Zilean is actually very difficult to gank as he moves so damn fast as the floating clock guy. Not entirely sure why. Thematically, that makes sense that he's super fast as this old dude with a clock on his back that's really big. But, you know, there you go. Sometimes fantasy is just a really strange thing.
As you see...
How is he so fast-witted? Tell me. Tell me.
I mean, I don't know. I don't play Zilean that much. Maybe Hilly-san knows, because he's one of the famous Zilean players.
Yeah, that's true.
In solo queue.
Well, there's an ulti here. Yeah, good cleanse from Ruler. Yeah, when was the last time Hilly played Zilean?
I mean,
I don't know.
all the time when I was playing EUS solo queue, when I see Hilly's Zilean, I thought, this might be free LP for me. You know?
Oh no.
So yeah, I mean, I miss those times. EU solo queue was so fun to play.
I don't know. I played a couple of games while I was over there in 2015. EU solo queue is a weird and wonderful place. That's all I'm going to say about it. As Clid waiting off to the side, maybe a potential flank opportunity here as more experience going over to Ruler, delivered by BDD.
Yeah, great positioning. As I said, it's really important to not show yourself as your main engage, right? Because always you, when you play against it, you must take care about their engage, but when you cannot see it, then you cannot react it. So this is great positioning by Gen.G. And Rascal is a bit far away from here. Is he flanking?
Yeah, he's looking for the flank, but there's a good ward from Afreeca in the position. Clid desperate to start a fight here, as you can see, but already down to about half health. Bomb is on him, but the Cataclysm does basically nothing. Snared up by Mystic as well as the tower falls.
Was pretty bad, yeah?
Rascal, yeah. He's at about half health, but man, that ultimate was a real whiff from Spirit. And Gen.G back into position, but Clid needs a few extra zoomies to get back to a good health margin. Now in this brush, thanks to the Ocean Soul,
they're keep flanking. This is great.
Hide a little bit more. Yeah. BDD able to control
Rascal?
so much space. This is why Zilean is so strong, as Rascal has found the backline, but Jelly's there, able just to
Drake?
take him out of this fight completely, as it is the Jarvan that locks down the Ocean Drake, and Spirit's going to fall as well. Keen with the dominance, Clid in a little bit of trouble, does fall down as Mystic grabs that kill, and there's the showstopper into the backline. Good exhaust is going to stop a lot of the damage as now Zilean has fallen, and Afreeca have turned the team fight on its head. Rascal in trouble, he gets the Haymaker, but is still going to die. That's a really good Zhonya's there to keep them alive. Ruler, yeah, with life on his back, and Mystic is there. Keen dives on over. He's going to sacrifice himself for the team fight. And now Life is just a little cat with a dream and is going to fall as the ace comes through from Afreeca. That's exactly the team fight they needed.
So it looked like Gen.G played well, but BDD didn't use ulti on Clid. So he got one shot. And after that, Keen just flashed into Zilean, so he couldn't even press his R button for 4 seconds this team fight. And let's see. I mean, Clid, I think he expected BDD to use ulti for him, but he didn't. Look at here.
No, I think maybe like BDD was out of position or just wasn't expecting to die that fast. That was very strange. But yeah, I mean, he had a few opportunities to use his ultimate, right? Like there, that was chain CC, so he couldn't actually use it. Now he's dead, so he can't. But before that, there were certainly opportunities to get that one onto Clid to try and win this team fight. But really great from Afreeca.
Yep.
They really played this one well.
Exactly. And finally, Afreeca got some huge lead after this team fight. So the question is, can they do Nashor with this team comp? Because normally when you have Senna and Sejuani, it means no damage for Nashor. So they just need to end the game fast enough before Zilean gets 6 items with the Misfortune. But
and before Zilean can just control everything, is now Gen.G starting a fight. There's the final chapter, but Jelly takes basically no damage. As you can see, he's got a Spirit Visage as well. My god, the healing.
Ooh, man. Maybe they do not have enough damage to kill Tom Kench this game if it goes late game.
Yeah, well, I mean, that might be
Yeah.
it. Because this is going to be an accelerated Tahm Kench as well. I mean, Jelly's going to have way more items than any other Tahm Kench that we've seen. Reminds me of Tucson's Volley Bear
Oh, yeah.
being so incredibly scary. My favorite game so far of the LCK, I think, for Spring was that one. Just so fun to watch Tucson just eating people on his bear. As tower falls down on the top side of the map, and we're getting control as Afreeca Freecs around this Baron area. Gen.G moving down towards bottom side, but still 2 minutes until the next Ocean Drake is available.
Yeah.
The more of these Gen.G stacks up, though, the more dangerous things can get. As Spirit does find Ruler, gets the cleanse out immediately, trades it for his ultimate. He's now Mystic, camouflaging everyone, as you can see, but the bomb's still flying forward, left, right, and center.
K-Ram again. But I think it's
We're
way
back to
better
it.
for Afreeca rank 4 right now, because Yuumi and Zilean is not bad yet.
Whoa, there's the Flash Cataclysm as Clid just puts them all in the cage and then flags and drags out. That was a very, very short fight.
This is LCK, man. Current meta with the top teams.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's still better than last game, though, because
100%.
at least,
Although last series was funny.
yeah, funny.
It just wasn't exactly great League of Legends. It depends what you value, right? I personally really like the funny games. I used to commentate in Oceania, where we had a lot of funny games.
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Yeah, 1 minute left till third Drake, and this is really important. And I mean, second Drake you can just give it away, but third Drake, I mean, it doesn't matter that that much for the third Drake, but the problem is fourth Drake, right? Because of the soul.
exactly.
So it matters, actually. So
You really get to control your opponent if you can threaten the Dragon Soul. That's absolutely true.
So mid pry again.
It gives you something to fight for and them no real option other than to fight you for it, even if they're not going to get too much. As Rascal going very deep, does find the face breaker onto Keen and Spirit, but they just walk away. And it just feels like Gen.G doesn't have quite enough damage right now.
Exactly.
As Keen does take a fair bit of it.
They have no tank
Rascal
kill.
not getting in position.
That's the main problem.
Yeah. Well, maybe Ruler can get to that point if he can build Lord Dominic's or something like that as this game goes on, but might be looking for more of that healing reduction instead, because there is a lot of healing on both sides of these teams. Clid moving very, very fast with the Yuumi attached.
Skin.
And let's see in the next team fight whether BDD is going to be able to press his R button. That's going to be my question.
Both teams know that mid prior is so important, so that's why they're doing K-Run. But good part is Afreeca has first turret, so it's more free to have position widely. As
Yeah,
team.
now able to move over to this Drake, and they should be able to take this one. They're trading it for the outer turret. This is what you were talking about with the outer turret mid being so important. Gen.G have realized that. They sacrificed the Dragon Soul point in order to lock down that turret. And so now Afreeca with a clear advantage moving further forward, but the gold lead is still not big enough for them to be comfortable. Gen.G clear out vision around Baron, and they're still in a pretty good position here this game.
Yeah, he's getting into late game slowly, and the good thing is Rilla still didn't get his 2 cores yet. Oh, he got it just right now. So
Yeah, finished it
yeah,
off.
maybe he can kill front lane earlier than Senna, but I'm seeing Senna is getting 130 stacks already.
Yeah, Mystic has got so many of those little orbs, man. I think I remember from a different broadcast where we highlighted how many stacks. I think it was one of the first times we saw this fasting Senna type style, and the stack count just wasn't that impressive. This is the opposite, I feel, where the stack count is getting pretty ludicrous, even though Senna was nerfed a little bit on this patch, I believe. Not able to get quite as much bang for your buck based on the amount of stacks, but this time, because he's got so many, it is still going to be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's fasting Senna, but you actually farms because of the soul. So he farmed really well. And he already got the 130 stacks, and I do believe he has really long range right now. He didn't get rapid fire cannon yet, but he's still really strong, and he's getting red buff right now. And are they gonna contest the vision already before the main objective? It looks like
I think they'll need
they're
to.
grouping right now.
3 minutes until the next Drake, so not really much of a need to get too much control around the bottom side. But the Baron is where they're going to need vision. But in the pit, there is a ward for Afreeca, so they don't really need to go in there and actually contest at this stage because it's not dark in the areas where they're really too worried. As Keen pushes this minion wave towards the turret, and BDD is going to answer, and that gives Afreeca the ability to move over towards this Baron pit that does still have a couple of Gen.G wards in it. Azula has a Yuumi, looking to try and take away his Raptor camp, but he's not going to be able to. His Rascal standing on a ward here as well. Going to pop his sweeper and does find it. The control ward is going to be taken down here by Mystic. As you just saw, Piercing Darkness, pretty good at killing wards. And we get back to just ping-pong and minion waves, as our good friend LS likes to say. Just send them right back to each other.
I think both teams know that they cannot try Nasher that fast, because you can see it from the both damage dealers. They have Afreeca Freecs has Senna and Rumble. Both are not great Nasher killer, and also it's same for Gen.G, Misfortune, and Zillion. So they will ping pong forever till the most important objective in the game, Ocean Drake, in 2 minutes.
Exactly right. Ocean Soul going to be very, very important for Afreeca, and if Gen.G can get to a third Ocean, actually it's just going to mean that these team fights are going to last forever. It'll be so hard to kill the front line of Gen.G because they'll be healing so damn much. And with an Ocean Soul on top of it, my god, so scary. But they will have to lock down the next 2 dragons in order to get that. And Afreeca wants to deny it as much as possible. And you can see now moving over to try and get vision around this Ocean Drake. They recognize just how powerful it is. And already they've got vision controlling the entrance to this river. Is Mystic, you can see, I think that range is getting to some pretty ludicrous levels right now. Can't really answer the auto attacks from Mystic.
They are getting forced in 1 minute, and the choice is they can maybe give up the Drake Soul and try to get Nasher, but I don't think they have enough damage to do that, so they must fight for it. But how they fight? They need to...
Yeah, how are they going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I think they just need to make it simple. The war zone simple, as I said, the positioning-wise. They need to hit it from the front line, and Zillion and Misfortune needs to hit the same target. But they have Misfortune at the same time, so they cannot hit the front line that much.
And Fly in a little bit of trouble there, but Rascal taking a fair bit of
GLP?
damage. Double bomb is going to land. Great double stun as there's the final chapter. Gen.G have pulled the trigger. Rascal right into the back line as the Cat's able to grab that kill. The Rumble also dead as Jelly eats all of the Grey health, and Spirit has to run for the hills. Mystic is already dead, and Gen.G have found the fight that they were looking for. Really great stuff. They botched the first team fight, but this one was fantastic.
Yeah, the answer is do not hit the front lane. Kill the back line. That was the answer, and Gen.G knew it.
Yeah.
It was really,
they figured
really
it out, just diving on top. Really clean play. And I love how Zillion works in these team fights as well, as Gen.G will threaten that Ocean Soul with a quadra stack of Drakes. He's now Keen. He's going to find Ruler, but BDD is here. I don't know what he was expecting to happen there, as Make It Rain. It's going to slow him down. The flash has to come out, but Ruler not deterred. Okay. He is going to turn back around, not wanting to flash after the Renekton or anything like that.
Oh, something happened.
I think he just died underneath to the turret, maybe?
Yeah.
Execution, perhaps?
Probably.
I'm not sure.
And they're hitting Nasher.
Gen.G have started off the Baron. Yeah. So we'll see whether Afreeca can actually stop this one from happening. They have Fly with an Equalizer available. Jelly over here as well, just clearing out vision. Mystic over the top. They will be able to spot this one out, but what can they actually do about it as they look for the turn? Cleared in through the flank, and Fly is out of position. We're in trouble though. The Flame Spitter doing so much work as Fly will eventually go down, but he does get the GA out of the Misfortune, who comes back to, sorry, not the GA, the ultimate out of BDD. And now Jelly, very, very tanky, has devoured up Mystic for the final chapter, gets the stun down. There's the Cataclysm.
Can he do that?
Of the center. Mystic not going to die though, as now GA is popped by the Renekton, and Spirit has found his way back into the team fight finally. Mystic's still alive, and this is what happens. He is so good at keeping his team alive as BDD in a bit of trouble. Ruler just flashes on him, takes down the kill, and now Jelly will be the one to follow. Double for Gen.G's 80 carry. He's got 3 kills now so far. He's looking for 5 more for his 1,000th kill, as he's so damn fast. Wants to find another one of these, but he's not going to be able to just yet. My God, what is this?
What is that?
It's just so fast.
Yeah, he's so
Alright.
fast right there. And yeah, I mean, it was really great flank by Fleet. He's looking for the opportunity all the time. And Fly, he was kind of off position right here. And GLP again. It's hitting
so clean.
so hard. And follow up by Cleat and Rascal. Cleat.
Yep, just perfect. And I like that they were on the same page this time, able to coordinate. They knew their target. They took down Mystic before he could get any of his healing done.
Yeah.
This team fight was a little bit closer because Mystic survived for so much longer, and the equalizer was basically whiffed as they were just too fast moving over it. And then just without Rumble, 4v5, a little bit more difficult here. Actually, 3v4. 3v5
Yep.
at this stage. Spirit just wasn't there in time.
But still, it was really great hike by Mystic, but here, Rula just flash out and one-shot Mystic. Oh, can't see that, but...
Yeah, Spirit is going to get his face broken. Good night, sweet piggy. Going to fall down there as Gen.G should be able to move back to the Baron. And I have a feeling that this is it for Afreeca. Their composition has gone as far as it can, and now Gen.G are in ultimate control.
Well, at some point, Afreeca Freecs had full control against Gen.G, but yeah, after some team fights, they just lost their minds and just running around all the time.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. They found a few good moments in the early game. This is by no means an easy game for Gen.G or anything like that, but now from this point on, it is certainly a whole lot easier as cleared a whole bunch of movement speed as they move out, as we check out the replay of Spirit getting caught out of position, not able to quite Arctic Assault far enough away.
That movement speed.
Cleared. Yeah, what the
You don't need
heck?
Kaisa.
The fastest Misfortune ever.
I thought Misfortune used Kaisa ulti right there. He just right in time when Jarvan CC.
Yo. Yeah, who said that Misfortune didn't have a dash? She's got a dash. Relentless Pursuit right there.
Oh dear.
It's called Yumi. Just a good ability. There's Afreeca trying to defend their base, but it looks like they're unable to. First inhibitor is going to go down. Gen.G accept that as being enough, and they are going to move on back. It's just real. Man, how good is it to watch these teams play after our first series?
Yep, Tuesday. But still, I think they still have chance because look at Mystic's stats. The stacks of the souls. It's 160.
Oh my god, 160.
So it's still doable, but they just need to not dying randomly in random spot. And final drag is coming out in 20 seconds. Mid prior.
So Ocean Stole is still a fight that Afreeca can take. And they can find themselves that Ocean Soul, and they're going to deny it from Gen.G and also have all of those extra stats and power as Mystic. Maybe a little bit out of position here, but has Jelly right over there. He's going to help him stay alive. 5 seconds until that Ocean Drake is alive, and there he is yelling at Clid in the Dragon Pit, and we're going to have our probably final fight right here as Dawning... the Piercing Darkness does a fair bit of damage. There's the final chapter, but it gets basically whiffed. That's a big showstopper. Face break is massive into the backline as well as the bullet time over both of the tanky members, but Gen.G going down very low.
Dying.
Fly is still able to participate in this fight as there's another face breaker, and that is going to be that. The tanks have been taken down as now Rascal finds another haymaker. He's been playing so well this game as Mystic. No more frontline for him to stand behind, and Gen.G have just completely destroyed Afreeca Freecs and will now win the game.
I mean,
he's so fast.
I'm keep seeing that Fly is off positioning with their AD carry because he's already getting engaged first and flashing out first and being useless in the team fight. So I don't know why he's not playing with their AD carry. Normally when you think about the damage dealer line, you always being together. That's the first part of the game, but always he's getting cut
wasn't
first.
Able to happen. Yeah, it wasn't able to happen that game, but congratulations to Gen.G. They played out their composition really nicely. A few hiccups in the early game, but that's what we expected based on the compositions. And Afreeca, they tried the best that they could, but then their composition ran out of time, and then it was over.
Yeah, I mean, it was what they wanted. They went to mid-late game, which is they shines with their team comp. And yeah, we could see really fun stuff. Misfortune with 2k movement speeds. That was really fun, by the way.
Yep. And I also think that Rascal just played his absolute brain out this series. he's up against Keen, right? It's a really difficult matchup, but man, his flanks were so good. His team fighting, just the way that he was focusing on the correct targets. They were playing front to back, but they were using set not as like a dive tool, but more like controlling the enemy front line and just slowly smashing through them, right?
Yep. I mean, after this game, big data is telling me that Spirit is not going to play game 2. I'm feeling it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I have that feeling as well, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I don't know why Afreeca just threw the huge early leads. Like, they got...
I mean, Spirit did play very well in the early game.
They got...
Like, ganking a whole lot on the Sejuani.
They got so many things, but it starts from here, randomly. And it was a bit scary from here. They got really great early leads, but Rascal tipping back, and randomly someone is Zilean is getting some free kills.
Yeah.
And
BDD like sort of in the back line, just throwing bombs out and controlling the battlefield. You saw right there, used his GLP to stop Keen from being able to get on top of him. A great stun. So the Zilean play was also fantastic. I think that Rascal probably deserves player of the game here, but BDD is another worthy mention. I think Jonah Strong might be in the Zilean camp this game. But a fun game to watch and really cool from a strategic standpoint to think about like how Gen.G were able to mitigate the early power of this team.
Yep.
It's very, very cool.
Oh man, it's really, really hard to focus to vote POG at the same time while talking, you know?
No, I know. It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. Especially in a game like this where Gen.G just played well as a team. I think that there was some mistakes that they were making in the earlier stages. I think that Clit and BDD were uncharacteristically off as far as their synergy. But I think Keen was kept down really well by Rascal in side lanes and also flanked very well in these team fights. And there were some good points about Afreeca as well. I think we really do have a series on our hands. I think game 2 could go either way.
Yep.
But if Gen.G keep playing this sort of clean late game League of Legends, it will be harder for Afreeca to find a way in.
I feel like everyone played well except Fly, to be honest. Because look at his positioning, like always off with the AD carry, so he's getting cut all the time first. So that makes so hard for Afreeca to do team fights because, yeah, I mean they know that Rubble has no flash already.
Yep. Look at Rascal here. He got a facebreaker and then walks back in and gets another 2-man facebreaker. It was a 4-man into a 2-man in the same team fight. That's just insane.
So,
just,
yeah.
A lot of power.
I mean, my question is, why... I mean, yeah, Fly is struggling, obviously. But they can just organize him as a team. They have still 4 men to control him as a team. But
yeah.
It seemed like they were just off as a team. It was not only Fly's fault.
Yeah, and look, the whole team needs to talk about where they need to position as well, right? So you see one person out of position, that is actually everyone's fault because you're all there. You can all see who's there and you can form your team layout as a team, right?
Yep.
So I think you're exactly right. And I think that we should probably be a little bit more I guess, easy on Fly.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he can do in game number 2 and whether Afreeca can turn it around after a very short break.